Welcome to Export Stories, a podcast featuring first-person insights from the wide and sometimes crazy world of U.S. exporting. Your host for Export Stories is Betsy Olam, president of Olam International, a U.S.-based export management company. Betsy has made a 37-year career of developing global sales and distribution for U.S. companies. Like you, she loves great stories. You don't have to be an exporter to enjoy the stories we're going to share with you each month. We're so glad you've joined us. Now, here is Betsy to introduce today's podcast.
Hello, ciao, bonjour, hola, konnichiwa, ni hao, marhaban, namaste, and shalom. Welcome to Export Stories Podcast 2023. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Betsy Olam. So this is the second in a two-part series of Iowa episodes. You might remember my lauded episode with Transagra. So I am very excited to interview today's guest. He has received numerous accolades and awards for his success as an entrepreneur developing new markets in Africa for U.S. products. His name is Eddy Djagou, and he joins us from his company headquarters in Muscatine, Iowa. His story is amazing. But first, a word from our sponsor. We are all about storytelling here, and there is another story I want to tell you about. It's the story about how one company can help you solve your commercial real estate needs, whether in town, across the nation, or over the oceans. That company is Levy Commercial Realty, LLC. They provide strategic commercial real estate advisory and brokerage services. I'm talking about retail. I'm talking about restaurant, entertainment, and distribution. Levy's clients include local legends, regional brands, and Fortune 50 companies known around the world. You're going to want to join Levy's select group of clients. Their email is contact@levycommercial.com. That's Levy, L-E-V-Y, commercial.com, and I'll post it on our website. Now, back to the show. Without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you to Eddy. Hello, Eddy. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Bessie. Thank you for all.
Yeah, it's so great to have you. So we're going to kind of start at the beginning. That's the way I usually do it. So I understand from our conversations that you came to the U.S. from Togo, West Africa. Is that right?
Yes. Thank you, Bessie, for giving me the space to talk to everyone who listens to us.
Yes.
First, I want to say hello to everyone and thank you for the opportunity, especially to promote my business. So my name is Eddy. My first name is Odnadon, and the last name is Djagou, but you can call me Eddy, it's fine. I'm a founder and the CEO of Djagou Export LLC company. And my company was created in 2017. And then we started in January 30. So close now is been 6 years. So we have been doing the exporting, having experience with international trade. So basically, I was born and raised in Africa, and I came in the U.S. in 2011, and living the American dream and keep working and supporting the family.
Oh, wow. Well, let me ask you a question, Eddy. Did you go to university in Africa before you came to the U.S.?
Yeah, of course. I have my bachelor degree in Africa in University of Lomé, and there I studied marketing management. So after that, when I got a chance to win the program from the government, they call lottery. It's a diversity immigration program. And I got that chance and win that, and then I follow up the process with the U.S. Embassy in Togo, and then this is how I get here in 2011.
So what brought you to Iowa specifically?
All right. So, I came in Iowa first. When I came in 2011, I stopped by in Illinois. It's a 45-minute driving from here.
Yeah.
Let's explain that when I came in United States, you have to pass by many experiences, especially with the language. My country is a French country, so you have to, change a little bit your language. So I started by learning a little bit English to improve the understanding with American English is not like British English.
Correct.
So for that, after that, I find a job in Iowa in 2012 and 13. And then it's a full-time job. This is how I moved from Illinois to Iowa to starting my journey. Yeah.
Now, all right. So, you went to school in Illinois, though, right? When you came here?
Yes,
What
yes,
school
yes.
was that? That was
Okay, yeah. After the English classes, I studied with say management, project man to become a manager in any field as possible. So I got a graduation from that school, and then I have that in as my background, and then follow my dream as a business owner, because I know that before you will start your business here, you might have a little background, learning some skill before you can do anything. Yes.
so. What kind of work did you do before you started your business?
First, like usually I start in factory. I work in a factory. They call Hostile Incorporation. So in that factory, we produce a table or a desk or those kind of office tools. So I spent like 2 years or 3 years in that company, learning how to, manage a team and, make a decision, because I was a member of a great lead team, but I also learned many things from others, especially how to lead a company.
Sure. And then
Yeah.
what influenced you to develop your business?
All right. So basically, like I mentioned, I have my bachelor in marketing business. So
Right.
my goal since I was a child is to become an entrepreneur, become a successful entrepreneur, and then grow my business. So that dream is still on me, and I never forget, even if I have my past job and keep with that, because it's a living. I need to live in, to do something for living. So I started that process because I want to do something better for the community, and also for, make a difference in my community. That is the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And so, okay, the name of the company again is
Djagou Export LLC. Why that name? Because Djagou is part of my last name. And then I add 2A. 2A is on the name of my business, because my wife initially is a AA. So I prefer to add 1A in the middle and the other A at the side. So it's a Djagou Export LLC. This is how I formulate the company name. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did the same thing. I kept my family name in my business. We like that. It's just easy.
Yeah.
What exactly do y'all do?
Okay. First, when I started my business in 2017, the goal is to support the company, because my company, Djagou, is a retail, trade, and wholesale. So the export coming with when I started my retail company. We have a grocery store, the grocery store, we do have many items like food, rice, sugar, milk, pasta, or, fish, chicken, and those kind of stuff. But as I have a little bit, friend in Africa and all over, they ask me most of the time to, sell them one of the rice I have in my shop. And then I start in by a small package. So we ship like a small package to them. So this is how I find the international trade interesting, exporting interesting, because they request me to ship a little packet like a rice, like a milk, like a sugar, other type of a thing that they do not have in Africa. So this is how we started, and by doing the letter thing in 2017 and 18 also we do the same thing, and 19 I find that is very that will be very successful thing if I move my business to the other side. I mean that to make a big shipment, you see, to start doing big shipment, like a container, shipping a container. So in 2019, we do our first shipment, followed by 2020 and 2021. So since now, we have keeping improving and grow the business.
Wow. I mean, that's a very young business to have grown so fast.
Yes.
So, the product, like, I have a question, like milk, do you export milk like in cans, or do you export milk in fresh, is it fresh milk, or is it what do they call that, where it will last for a long time? I was just curious.
Yeah, shipping milk, we have a two-way. First, we have a frozen one, and then the second, we have a meat that the milk that is in a can.
Yeah.
So if it's a can, it's dry, it's easy. We do not need a container that have a freezer.
Right.
But for those have the item that is just milk in the cans, is easy. We we have a connection with the supplier or the manufacturer that we send in the order to them, and then once the order is ready, I send my freight forward, like a transportation company. They go to the warehouse and then pick up the full orders in the container. We put it in a container, and then from the warehouse to the port of departure, and then from the port of departure to the destination. So let me mention that most of our shipping take like 45 day to 60 day to reach the destination. It depends on the location also.
Yeah, I was wondering about, are there some, do most of the ships like go through Europe and get transferred from Europe, or are there some direct ships from the U.S. to Africa?
Yeah, from U.S. to Africa.
Oh, there are direct.
Yeah. Some of the shipment of vessel are direct. It depends, but some of them they are not. But what I do usually is I prefer the direct shipment, because we have a little bad experience in the past, and then we give the opportunity to one of the vessel, but go to Asia, and then after the Asian, they go to Africa. So it take for us like 4 months before the clients will receive the goods. So finally, the clients was not happy at all, because it's not direct way, and then for that, since that experience we have changed the mind to have a direct shipment. Yeah.
Sure. I don't blame you. And of course it is lower cost if you fill a container and and use a whole container. So let's talk about the markets that you're selling to now. How many, what countries are you selling into, and do you have like partners in those countries who are your distributors or your dealers? How does that work?
So let me tell you that in 2028 or 2029, 19, when we move forward with the export in journey, we face many challenges, especially how to find the right partner.
Yes.
Because when you want to grow and your business, there is some of the skill that you have to learn, and then before know the market very well. So we have found many challenges, especially with the COVID time. That the COVID coming in 2020 and everything is down, and traveling also, there is a lot of restriction everywhere. So it's very hard that time is very hard to do anything, especially with international trade.
Sure.
Finding a partner overseas, that time we do everything online. We got a support with the U.S. Commercial Service, and then also with a couple webinar that at my company attend most of the monthly basis, and to learn how we can connect to the right partner overseas, or connect to the distributor who might interest in our product. So we overcome that time by after the COVID 2021, I traveled myself and went to Africa and met with the clients, talked to them, asked them what they need exactly, how we can supply them, how we can deal with them. So those kind of stuff, I met with a couple of people, understand the need of the customer. So this is how we move forward with that. And after that discussion or many experience we have with a distributor, they are very interested in the U.S. market. They want to buy a product from our U.S. here. They like the quality for every product. If it's a rice, sugar, milk, or even if it's tomato cans, paste or crush, they like all those products. So we do our best to keep pushing forward, and then so supply the demand of our clients. Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting. So it's mostly food products. Do you ship anything besides food products?
But basically, the goal of our company, Djagou Export LLC, is our industry is a food and beverage. Food and beverage, but sometimes we have different requests came from other type of a product, like commodity product like soya beans, agriculture product like corn, like Iowa State, where my business is located. Iowa is major state of corn. So many Chinese or whatever continent or whatever country looking for corn and other type of things, soya beans, or even if it's those type of things. So we do commodities sometimes, and then we act like a broker. Okay, we act a broker. So we do not have a farm, like and then we do that sometime, and then we have other type of demand about machinery, like car. Someone to buy maybe the agricultural machinery tools for his farm. Yeah, those kind of order we do have sometimes, because sometimes international trade, A lot of people have a demand, especially to meet his need. So anything that the customer look into, we are welcome to help that customer. But let me mention that almost 90% of our product is a food and beverage. 90%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what countries and cities specifically in Africa are you selling to?
Okay. So the country, we have 5 target market. The target market, the first country is Togo. Like I mentioned, that is a country I know very well, and I know how the market moving around. And we have Ghana in West Africa. We have Benin also close to Togo.
Yeah.
And we have Nigeria. Nigeria also is most popular country in West Africa. And then also we have Ivory Coast also, Liberia, and basically we have 5 to 6 country that we selling to. Yeah.
That's exciting. I think I heard at that conference, you and I were at a conference recently, and someone said that Nigeria, the population is growing such that it's going to surpass the U.S. population. Did I hear that right? Is that true?
Yes, a lot of people are saying, even if you see that data by 2050, the African population will be double. And then also young people, So right now, Nigeria are moving forward, and and then the GDP of the Nigeria are growing. So this is a good opportunity for U.S. company to take a look on that. That's why, as African born and raised there, I find a great opportunity to move the U.S. product down there and find interesting on particular product that we are selling. So basically, Nigeria population is growing fast and might double in the future.
That's exciting. It's good for people to know. So
yeah.
I would also like people just to understand what some of the challenges, that you've experienced along the way, because everybody that starts a business has challenges. Now, you mentioned the long transit time for containers. Are there any other kind of issues you had to deal with like that?
Yes, for people who are reading or listening to us, let me tell you that exporting is also complicated, but it's always simple. Why I'm saying very simple, because exporting U.S. Product, no matter how is the product, no matter what the product you want to ship, there is a lot of requirement that you need to follow. And our business model is a B2B. We most of the time deal with a business to business.
Right.
And also sometimes business to government. So if you have to deal with a business to business in exporting field, you have to have a good connection and network in order to succeed. So after the supply chain issue that we do have during the COVID time, there is other challenge, that inflation. The price of every product increase. We do have that challenge, and when you call your customer and let them know that the price of the current product increase, it doesn't sound well, you see, because the buyer seem like you trying to put interest over the partnership, you see. So we have an issue about the inflation, supply chain issue also, because many shipment or many vessels take a time to reach the destination, you see. And then in order to take a 45 day to get to destination, we will take like a 60 day or 65 day or sometime more than that. So those are the challenge. And also after that, how to connect to the right buyer. Those are the difficulties that we find in, very every day of the business life. So we are happy because we got a good connection with the U.S. Commercial Service. Even if you have a buyer, they can help you do the due diligence or scan the market on those type of a program or service that they do have. Yes.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we talk a lot about the Department of Commerce here. So, on this podcast, we share stories and we tell stories about exporting because it just gives people an idea of the real world of exporting. So I was wondering if you could think about some of your experiences and share some stories about, some export, experiences that you've had that, I think we all enjoy hearing about that. And whether they were complicated or they went really well, either way, we like those stories. It's interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, Bessie, let me tell you, I'm so happy because we have that opportunity to, talk a little bit about my company.
Yeah.
Last year, 2020, my company was awarded winner of the Iowa Export of the Year. So it was a great achievement for the company.
Sure.
After many days of experience, my company was selected as Export of the Year in Iowa by the SBA, Small Business Administration. So that means that we are very resilient. We are not afraid of a failure during the tough time. So, like I mentioned, even if you have to do anything successful, you have to have a passion and motivation for what you want to do. So, like exporting U.S. product, no matter how the product is, if you're gonna do the exporting that product, you have to know some basic tools might help you, especially going forward for what you want to do. We have experience by joining the government 7,000 small business that my company is part of. And then I graduated for that program, and that program helped me also because those tools will teach you how you can direct how you can, leverage your business for great achievement. You see, so we choose the right.
I'm sorry, you're talking about the SBA and the Department of Commerce is like two resources. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Department of Commerce and the SB also are a great resource for you to move forward. And then we being part of those programs to, make great knowledge and learn more, continue improving our business and move forward. So for those who listen to us and want to do or want to export in and, maybe learn more about our story, we are happy also to share those stories to them or wherever they are. But I'm very happy because we are doing great job for the society.
And thank you for sharing your stories and everything and your experience. I guess maybe a last question, and this would be advice for an export entrepreneur. What have you learned about dealing with competition in that market? You know, you must have foreign competition in Africa for some of the goods that you sell. What have you learned about dealing with that?
Okay, thank you, Bestie, for that. You know, for every business that you have, you know that competition you will have it, and then at the best, I will say advantage and disadvantage of your business. So if you have a good competition strategy, you can win the market. So what we do most of the time, we know that there is a lot of company overseas or international doing the same thing that my company is doing. So the advantage that my company have is first the quality. Okay, first is the quality of the what we are selling, and the second, the offer that we give into our customer. That make difference. The offer, especially in selling, how the payment and the payment that we give into our customer, and the packaging advantage. Do the other company do the advantage of the packaging? Do they sell like in balls or in small balls or 3 balls, or depend the quantity or the size of the item that the clients look. So those are the advantage for my company, and also for the price. We give a more flexible price to our clients in order to buy more from us. So for my standpoint, the advice I will tell to other fellows of small business owner who are listening to us is to be flexible in your term, depending on wherever you have to ship your goods to, is to be flexible, and then you will gain a lot of opportunity in overseas, because most of the company in overseas, they already have a deal with other company that give them a better deal. So in order to win that market, you have to bring the better proposition to the company. You see what I'm saying, Bestie?
Yes.
So those are the challenge that we face in the beginning of the shipping or of the exporting. But we have learned many time, and by that we improving and give more advantage, and then a competition advantage for our customers, so that they could buy more from us. So the other challenge that I'm gonna say is to know the market, because I know many company seem like overseas kind of risky. I cannot sell my product overseas, or I don't know anybody overseas who might be interested in my product. Is to know the market. That is the first. If you know the market, it's very easy, and then spend the time also to learn the story of other, like we are doing now.
Yes.
I'm happy to give little advice for someone who want to do the same, especially me, my target continent is in Africa. Of course, we deal with other continents like Europe, Middle East, Asia, China, Thailand, those kind of a country. But my target, continent is in Africa, and like recently just back from Africa, and then learn a lot. We went Africa to promote the brand that we are selling. I went to many radio in the country, and then Bessie, let me tell you, I speak French a lot. So I do not have any, issue or challenge with the language, because when I went there, I speak French. When I came in English country, I speak English. So
Oh,
it's
that helps.
very, yeah, that helped a lot.
That helps.
So, some of the company who want to move forward, so I think it's gonna be good if you have an interpreter, or if you could translate your website, your website into many language. That will be very helpful for people to understand your goal, your vision, your product, and then also translate a lot of digital catalog for your product, and then those things are very helpful if you want to moving forward with international sale, especially with different language. Yeah, that is very helpful. Yeah.
Sure. And and from what you're saying, I'm kind of inferring that the personal relationships that you've developed with these partners is probably very important, I would assume.
Yeah, for sure. The personal relationship matter. Is very matter, like I mentioned, especially with the competition. If your clients know that you and him have a good relationship, he will prefer give you the contract instead of instead of giving the contract to other company, because you give them a good advantage, especially with competition or whatever that will be, and then it might be very helpful for your company. Yeah.
Oh, I think so. Well, Eddy, this was really interesting and enjoyable speaking with you. Thank you so much for being my guest and sharing your stories and sharing your insight into entrepreneurial exporting, I guess we can call it. So thank you.
Yeah, so to finish, I want to thank you, Bestie, for the opportunity that you're giving to my company. I want to thank you, all your team, Andrew also, for that opportunity. And then I think that it's a great tool for others who want to, learn from your story or from the story of the other to succeed. Because exporting is very huge opportunity for U.S. company, like the SBA say almost 95% of the goods are selling overseas. So if you move your product overseas, you will growing faster.
Yes.
So that is very good advantage for U.S. company to move. So thank you, Bestie and Andrew, for your support, and may God bless you and keep you safe.
Thank you so much. Really enjoyable conversation. And so we're going to share Eddy's website on our website. And I just want to say to our listeners, if you have any questions or you want to share your thoughts about today's podcast, you can reach out to me on exportstoriespodcast.com, where we'll have a page for this episode. And also, we're also on Facebook and LinkedIn. And, we'd love for you to join this community of exporters and chat together. So thank you for listening, and we'll be back soon with another episode.
Thank you so much for listening to Export Stories. Perhaps you have a good export story that you would like to share with us, or a comment about today's podcast. You can send your ideas and comments to our website at exportstoriespodcast.com or to Betsy Olam on LinkedIn. Subscribe to our newsletter at exportstoriespodcast.com so we can alert you of upcoming episodes and share resources with you. We're building a community of export storytellers, so please share this podcast with your friends who have interest in exporting.